Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the two individuals that you guys see on my screen, and we actually just got some information that was updated less than 1 hour ago, and we're going to talk about this because there was a little girl, a little beautiful little 1-year-old girl that was missing here recently, and we had a wide search looking for that little girl that y'all see right there. That is a beautiful little baby, and her name is Royalty Miller, and Royalty Miller is 1 year old. And she looks like the most precious baby ever, okay? And there was a really big panic about this because it was alleged that the biological father, in this case is, let me see if I can get his face up here. This individual, his name is Grenale, which is spelled Grenale, Antonio Hernandez, or Henderson, excuse me. I said Hernandez. Grenale Antonio Henderson, who was 35 years old. And a 1-year-old girl who police say was taken by him on Thursday has been found safe. And this has been updated, like I said, less than 1 hour ago. So Grenale Antonio Henderson, 35 years old, was seen in the 700 block of Emma Avenue in Jennings after taking 1-year-old Royalty Miller at 10 p.m. Royalty's mother called the police the next morning. Royalty's mother called the next morning asking to return her child, but Henderson refused. Police say that he told the woman that she would never see her daughter again and that he would shoot at police if he is confronted. Henderson is about 5'7", weighs 130 pounds, so he's a small little bitty dude with a neck tattoo that says N-A-N-A, Nana, on his left side. He is known to drive a black Audi with Missouri license plate of OLHEAD, Old Head. Police say Miller was found safe Monday, but they have not said anything about the whereabouts of Henderson. Okay? So, basically what you got going on is mom said that this man basically kidnapped her daughter, wasn't going to return her, and he was going to murder the girl and shoot at police if she sends the police after him. But there is a lot wrong with this story. A whole lot wrong. Okay? And so let me say this. First and foremost, when I heard about this, I said this is horrible. We need to quickly put this story out there, try to share it as much as possible, and try to see if anybody knows the whereabouts of that individual, catch him, and potentially save that baby before it's too late. Okay? But I went to a website, and I'm not sure of the accuracy of this website, so I'm not going to give it out. But I did notice some people posted some very interesting things in this website. So let me read a couple of them to you. They said, according to the police report, Royalty was taken from her home on 7054 Emma Avenue at around 10 p.m. on March the 4th, which is only 4 days ago, by suspect Grenale Antonio Henderson. Royalty's mother told police that she called Henderson the following morning asking for the return of her child. However, Henderson said he would not return Royalty and that she would never see her again. There's already a lot of inconsistencies. First of all, if you were concerned about your child, why would you call the following morning? Remember, guys, we got to think about this logically. The mother's own words. She said she called the police the following morning. There is a huge yellow, possibly a red flag right there. Let me tell you why. So if this man was picking up his daughter, which he should have a right to, with him being the biological father of this kid, then what happened to cause the mother to panic and say, I either want my kid back, to the point of now I'm about to call the police? Something had to happen. And if the kid was already in his possession, what would make this man just snap like that? Did they get into an argument, which was not mentioned? Was mom just being manipulative? Was she just doing this just because she was mad at him at that moment? Or what? Did he hit her? Was the girl crying? What caused the mom to believe that this child was in danger if he was with his biological father? Let me tell you guys this before I go and say the other part. First and foremost, I believe that this man might have a little bit of a criminal history, which might be a thing that we judge him in a negative way because of this thing. Okay? So I want to say that. That's why it's best for us as black men, as young men, for us to try to get our lives together so that our past doesn't come back to haunt us in a situation like this where you might have been being a perfect father and mom might have got something against you, might know that you already have a history with the police, and she feels like she can use that to manipulate you. And I'm going to tell you, I know it's not all women, and shout out to my awesome sisters, my awesome women out there. I know it don't apply to everybody, but there are a lot of women that know that they have a certain level of control over you, and they will use it against you. We're actually going to talk about this. So let's talk about this part right here when I say that your history can be used against you as a black man. Somebody went and did a Google search on this individual, the biological father, and they say that this guy has 5 pages of court cases listed at Missouri CaseNet, which include offenses like traffic in drug, attempt second degree, fire a weapon in a motor vehicle, injury and death, possession of controlled substance, felony 2 counts, possession of controlled substance, felony attempt. Completed offenses, armed criminal action 2 counts, assault second degree 2 counts, left the scene of an accident, possession of controlled substance, felony, resisting arrest by fleeing, resist, interference, felony arrest 3 counts, tampering first with, I don't know what the hell that is, something, airplane, something, motor vehicle, I guess, 5 counts, tamper with motor vehicle, first degree, traffic and drug attempt, second degree, unlawful use of a weapon, 3 counts, and they said, pray for the baby. Hashtag, not my words. I'm going to tell you guys, y'all can Google search it. I have no idea if any of that stuff is true or not. If it is, then this might be a straight up thug ass drug dealer. But we don't know that just yet. But there's already some indictments like that out there. But there was somebody who posted something that made me think really, really deeply about this. Let me see if I can find it. One person said, why no Amber Alert? Which I thought was also very strange. Why no Amber Alert? Seems to match all the criteria. Number 1, they have the description of the baby and what the baby was wearing. Number 2, the description of the suspect. Number 3, whom they know threatened imminent harm to the baby, and LE, I'm not sure what that means. Number 4, they have a description of the vehicle and the license plate. What else do they need? They said praying for a good outcome, and I agree with that. But there was no Amber Alert, okay? So I want y'all to bookmark that. We'll come back to it. Now, according to his Facebook, which is okay as he is in the POI, right? I don't know what that means. Anyway, he's the father, and this is a custody issue. He's also claiming he did not threaten anybody. Looks like the baby girl is safe, and stuff is just getting messy because the parents like drama. Poor little girl. I hope everything gets settled. And that's from somebody on this website, and I'm just reading. They're just able to just kind of post their thoughts and their opinions. It doesn't mean that it's true. But I thought about that, and I said, what if this is just a bitter baby mama that's just mad at this dude in the moment, and she knows that she can inflict some major pain? Thank you, law enforcement, LE law enforcement. Thank you very much. But the mom knows that she can inflict some pain on this dude because he already has a rap sheet with the police, a long history, apparently. and she used that against him. But one would also have to ask two things. Oh, person of interest. Thank you, Patty. Number one, why was there no Amber Alert issued? What led us to this point? And I also want them to explain the video that I'm getting ready to show you guys here in a minute, which is actually going to show the dad with the little girl. And I want y'all to notice how this baby is interacting with her dad. And y'all tell me if y'all think this is a kidnapping. Let's go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, let's take a look.
Turning to some other news tonight, St. Louis County Police are asking for help to find a baby girl taken from a Jennings home Thursday night. Police are looking for 1-year-old Royalty Miller. So take a good look at these pictures here. They say she was taken from a home on Emma Avenue in Jennings by 35-year-old Grenale Henderson. The suspect allegedly told the child's mother she would never see her again and threatened to shoot at police if confronted. He may be driving a black Audi. Anyone with information is asked to call St. Louis County Police.
County Police Department has issued an endangered person advisory for a missing 1-year-old girl. Here is her picture on the screen. Royalty Miller. She's been missing since Thursday night from Jennings. She is believed to be with Grenale Antonio Henderson, 35-year-old, 5'7", 130 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, light complexion. He has a tattoo on his neck that says Nana. Police say he took the child and that he would never see the child again. He was also advised that he would get in a shootout with police if he was confronted. We're going to stay on top of this and make sure to keep you guys updated.
St. Louis County Police are desperately searching for an endangered missing 1-year-old. They say Royalty.
Now, this is the video that's actually going to have the interaction with the little girl and her dad. So I want y'all to watch this. This one's a little bit longer. So take a look at this and just tell me what y'all think. Then I got a lot to say right after this.
Miller was taken by this man, Grenale Henderson, Thursday night. Police say he has threatened to shoot police if he's confronted. Good evening, I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Our Savannah Louie has been following this case, and she joins us live now from the Jennings Police Headquarters with new information. Savannah.
Yeah, Mike, and the mother did not want to speak to us on camera because she's afraid of what might happen to her or her family. Now, meantime, police are still searching for that 1-year-old girl who's with a man they believe is dangerous. On a bright Sunday afternoon, colorful toys on the lawn of this Jennings home are reminiscent of a dark story.
Man, I'm in a daze. This is so close to me.
Ronald Ringo lives next door. He's shocked to learn the 1-year-old girl who lives here was reported missing shortly after a neighborly visit late last week.
I had some boxes of food, and I asked them, and they were interested, and I gave them probably like 3 or 4 boxes. Fresh vegetables, some canned goods and stuff like that. Man.
According to a police report, Royalty Miller was taken the night before Ringo stopped by. Now, another person who lives on this street tells me he saw the man take the child from this home, but didn't think it seemed out of the ordinary. Because the man who took her, Grenale Henderson, is believed to be her father. Police say Royalty's mother reported the child missing Friday morning. In a statement to police, she says she asked Henderson to bring her daughter home. She says Henderson refused, telling the mother she would never see her child again. And if police confronted him, he would get in a shootout. Sunday afternoon, hours after that missing persons report went out, he posted this, a Facebook Live appearing to show Royalty in his care. Court records show Henderson has a criminal history with drug-related charges, resisting arrest, assault, and armed criminal action.
Let's back that up because they said a whole lot right there. Okay, Dre the Dream is asking, so the mom couldn't afford food? Let me say this just because I know from personal experience when it comes to dealing with neighbors and stuff. Like, we actually used to have a neighbor that lived right next door to us when I was living in Oklahoma City that had a garden. And he had so much stuff growing in his garden that he couldn't keep it all, or it would end up spoiling inside of his house. So a lot of times what he did when he had too much stuff, he'd ask us if we needed some stuff. He'd ask other neighbors if they needed some stuff. So that's actually kind of a common thing. I wouldn't think, because I ain't gonna lie, I thought about it. I was like, were they out of food or something? But I don't think that's too out of the ordinary. I think a lot of us have neighbors, if they have gardens, do stuff like that. So I didn't think too much about that part. But let me back this up, and I want y'all to see the interaction with this baby. I'm gonna rewind this a few times. I want y'all to watch this. And y'all tell me, how dangerous does this look?
He would get in a shootout. Sunday afternoon, hours after that missing persons report went out, he posted this, a Facebook Live appearing to show royalty in his care. Court records show Henderson has a shootout. Sunday afternoon, hours after that missing persons report went out, he posted this, a Facebook Live appearing to show royalty in his care. Court records show Henderson.
That's a beautiful little baby.
Shootout. Sunday afternoon, hours after that missing persons report went out, he posted this, a Facebook Live appearing to show royalty in his care. Court records show Henderson has a criminal history with drug-related.
Let's pause right there, because this is why I say to all young black men out there, if you're viewed in a certain way, then you know that there are going to be some things that the world is going to hold against you. I totally get that. I understand that. But that's also why, this is one more cautionary tale that these young men need to understand, that the bull crap that they preach and teach in these songs, talk about living that trap life and the fast life and busting guns and doing all of this stuff, it's not going to get you nowhere. Understand that, black men, young men, men across the world, anybody who's out there in gangs and a drug life and any of that stuff. They call it the fast life, and it ends really, really fast. It's a dead end road. And I believe that there are a lot of people out there, maybe not him, but there are a lot of men out there that could probably do some wonderful things in this life. And they probably will never get that opportunity because of the stupid crap that they're doing that's constantly putting them 100 steps backwards. To me, if you ask me, this man seemed like he loved his daughter. She's a beautiful little girl. How can anybody look at a face like that, into her eyes, into her deep black eyes, and ever think about harming that baby? Just a precious soul who is a creation that mom and dad made. Okay? I want y'all to look at the facts of this case. Here are the facts. This man was seen leaving with the child in a normal fashion. And y'all heard the neighbor say it. This man left with the child in a normal fashion. There was no hollering. There was no screaming. There was no fighting. There was no busting no guns. There were no threats. He simply walked out with his baby, put the baby in the car, and they left like normal. The following day, all of a sudden, mom decides to call him, not the police. Call him first, and the mom said, "Bring my baby back." The mom is saying that he said she will never see her kid again, and that if she gets the police involved, he's going to shoot at the police. I know there are some crazy people out there that would do something like that, but again, you would have to ask yourself, what happened in between that time that would cause a person to do a whole 180 and talk about killing their kid and shooting at police, which is also going to put his life in jeopardy? Why would any person just flip like that? I will tell you this, it doesn't follow logic. It doesn't mean that it would never happen, but it doesn't follow logic. But what does follow logic is if This man had a girlfriend, potentially either at his house, was either seen with a girl, suspected of being with the girl, heard a girl in the background, or somebody might have spread a rumor or whatever the case is. And mom said, I don't want my child around no other bitches. Bring my baby back right now, or else I'm calling the police on you. Now, doesn't that sound a little more believable? Doesn't that sound more like the traditional hood story? It doesn't sound like a traditional hood story of a man just out of nowhere taking his kid like normal, and then just out of nowhere, boom, I'm about to kill this kid and I'm about to get myself killed and bust at the police. When he already has a large history with the police. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that shit don't make no sense. But it do make sense that everybody likes a thug, right? This thug is attractive. This thug is sexy, according to every woman, let me go back, that sleeps with that man, including his baby mama, who thought that he was attractive and thought that the lifestyle that he lived was amazing and awesome, and I want to create a baby by that man. That man is apparently very awesome. Okay? To the point to where we know in the hood, us as men, those are the type of dudes that have lots of women and lots of choices. These men don't have no trouble getting females, because these type of women that like these type of dudes, it's not all, but it's too many of them that love to go to the thug zoo and go play with the thug lions, right? They like to go pet his mane. They like that he look dangerous. They like that he's got this nice, robust roar that, you know, makes the trees shake, right? They like that type of thing in general. So, of course, it wouldn't just be the baby mom who probably was trying to get with this dude. And it makes sense to me that he took his baby like normal to his house, wherever he stayed at. And maybe something happened with another female. Let me fix this chat real quick. You all right? Thank you very much for observing that, Miss June. Boom. Thank you. Sorry about that. But that actually seems to make a lot more sense. So this man did not steal that child like she's trying to make it seem. This was not a kidnapping. Does everybody understand where I'm coming from? This little girl was not kidnapped. Let me show y'all this video again before I say the rest of what I got to say. Look at this. Because initially I got mad because I'm like, damn, look at this man got this baby right here, and I hope this baby is okay. But then I thought about it and I said, they actually both seem really calm and the baby seems perfectly fine. Look at this again.
He would get in a shootout. Sunday afternoon, hours after that missing persons report went out, he posted this, a Facebook Live appearing to show royalty in his care. Court record shootout. Sunday afternoon, hours after that missing persons report went out, he posted this, a Facebook Live appearing to show royalty in his care.
Now, I heard something in the background. I don't know whether that was the TV, but I heard a voice of something. But I don't know if maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. But let me also say this. This man did not steal this child. This man was spending time with his child, which is why she didn't immediately file a missing persons report until the following day. Why else would the mom wait until the next day? Second part I wanted to address. I want to believe that if he was in a relationship with this mom, that he was either cheating on her or they weren't together, which is what most of these people who have children, they're not together, they're not in a relationship, that she was probably mad because he was with another woman. Lastly, let's just say that this whole thing blows over and we find out that the mom flat out lied on this dude and abused him because he has a long criminal history, I still don't think that's no reason. I don't think it's ever fair to straight up lie on somebody. Maybe he was on the road to redemption to get his life back together. And yes, I do believe that people should be given an opportunity to prove themselves in this life as long as they have breath in their body. That don't mean people need to be out of jail if they have just done some heinous things, because there are people that are in jail that deserve to be in jail. But then you got people, and shout out to my brother Julius Jones, who was ruined by his public pretenders, not public defenders, public pretenders, had his life ruined and ended up being blamed for the murder of Paul Howell that happened in Oklahoma years ago, back in 1999. And that man was blamed for a murder that he never committed. And by the way, shout out to Julius Jones also, because he made it through the first portion of the commutation of his sentence. And we're going to move on to part 2 and hopefully get him out. I absolutely believe in redemption, but I feel like you have to be able to prove it. And I don't know if this young man has proved that or not, but I could tell from that video, I didn't see anything wrong with that. It seemed like this woman was being petty Betty. Thank you. Was being real petty. And let me say this. If we find out that this man didn't do anything wrong and that the mom is lying, I want y'all to notice the person's face who's not out there is the mom. Her name is redacted. Her face is redacted. We don't know who she is. But this man who didn't do anything wrong to his kid, his face and his reputation, his whole rep is out there on the line, and everybody was ready to go put this man on a cross and set him on fire over that baby. And I'm glad that people do care about these children. But what we cannot do and what cannot be allowed is for people to be lied on. That's never cool. Just like Julius Jones was lied on, I believe that this man was lied on based on what we see. I'm not saying what I know, but I'm saying based on what I see, I believe that this man was lied on because the story that the mom gave didn't make any sense. And us knowing how hood relationships work and how us having baby mamas and baby daddies, we know how toxic that can be. I believe this little girl was probably just fine when the mom so-called decided to call the police and say that this man had abducted that little girl and was going to kill her and kill the police. So in this situation, we can bring you guys somewhat of a positive story to say that that little girl was found. She is perfectly safe. That is a blessing. So we want to put a prayer hands up in the chat for that. The dad didn't do anything, and I don't think the dad was going to do anything to his precious baby girl. But like I say, I have to wait and hold judgment on the mom until we find out more details. But it would be nice if he would come out and speak. If he wants to come on my stream, on my show, I'd be more than happy to have him come on my show, give his story, tell us what happened. So that way we can have some more insight, because something happened. And sometimes men like this will hold on to their pain because they don't want to embarrass the moms. And sometimes that can be a counterproductive thing to do. Okay, so this is a very positive story. Let's put a prayer hands up in the chat. Thank God that this baby was found. Thank God that this baby is okay. We're at the AFC, where we advocate for children first, okay? If this man was such a bad man, then maybe you shouldn't have had a kid by him to begin with. But you did, and he deserves every opportunity to be a father as long as he has his freedom and as long as he's doing the right things, okay? From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys. I know we had some technical difficulties earlier, but I think we've corrected them. But we'll see you guys here on the next stream, okay? Thank you.